It is Friday, September 8, 2023. I'm producer Alex.
I'm Owen.
And I'm Jules.
You fool. I'm Jules.
And I'm Owen.
And you've already been fooled.
And this is going to be a very long season 2 of Studio 595. Welcome back to the show. This is the season 2 premiere of Studio 595, and on either side of me are our new co-host, Clarke Central Juniors, who are here they're going to be here for the duration of the season.
You're stuck with us.
Yes, and we will be giving you the highlights and the most important news around CCSD and around the community and around the world if we have enough time. And to my right is...
Jules Staten. I'm your co-host, yeah.
And to my left...
Owen Anderson. I'm also a co-host.
So as you may see, we have multiple cameras this season, and we will be looking at you from different angles. And also we have a new layout. As you can see, we have a green screen. We have a lovely desk that's in front of us. And we're going to do a lot more changes this season. We are doing a video format podcast, although you will be able to still listen to us in audio form on Spotify and any of your favorite audio podcast formats. And so to start the season, I thought it would be fitting to check with our co-hosts and see just like a little window into their personalities, into their interests and stuff like that, so that you can get to know them as we continue throughout the season. And so, Owen, let's start with you. Who is your favorite content creator, or what has been your favorite sort of multimedia thing that you've watched recently or that you've been following recently?
I think for, multimedia more so, because I haven't really been doing as much like YouTube or content like that. I've been watching YouTube documentaries, but I've been watching a lot more HBO. They have a lot of good stuff that I'm now realizing. So I'm coming back to that.
Cool. And Jules?
I watched Barbie, and Barbie was really good. It's my favorite media recently.
I know at least one person that will be very happy to hear that. So another question to ask, what are your respective favorite fictional or fantasy worlds that you have seen in multimedia or just in general?
Can I go?
You go, yeah.
The Lego Cinematic Universe. The Lego Movie, the Lego Movie 2, the Lego Batman movie, the Lego Ninjago movie. Clutch Powers is one most don't talk about.
Oh my... Clutch Powers is so cool.
That's one most people don't remember. He doesn't get enough credit. Clutch Powers needs more credit.
Is such a giga chad.
He needs more credit.
I'm gonna have Clutch Powers behind me.
Put him up right here behind us.
Put him right
here.
Put him right there. Put him right there. Have him pat you on the head a little bit.
I love Clutch Powers.
Give you a little pat.
The Lego Cinematic Universe is great. Lego Batman movie is, in my opinion, the most faithful adaptation to a Batman character.
Actually, yes.
He's done really well.
Yes.
Right.
And then Lego Ninjago movie has lots of good, it's about father-son bonding, and it has lots of a good message there. Lloyd. That's not my name. Oh, YD.
Jules, do you have anything that can kind of compare to the Lego Cinematic Universe?
Oh yeah. Okay. Probably like. I like the Glass trilogy, like Glass, Unbreakable.
Yes.
I forgot the name of the third one.
What's that?
It's really cool.
It's actually a really good.
I highly recommend
series.
it. It's about
a film series.
It's about these. So, spoiler warning: if you haven't seen this trilogy, I highly recommend you go watch it. Actually, stop the podcast right now and go watch it.
Go watch it before you listen to this.
If you don't, you have to unsubscribe. And
That's not true. That's not true.
You cannot listen to me.
Yeah, considering that
Stay
there's
subscribed, please, guys.
3 movies that may take about 6 hours to finish.
Yeah, but
Give or take.
So basically the point of the movie is that there's these people and they have like these awesome superpowers and they get put in a mental institution and they're trying to like convince them that they're just insane and that they don't have powers.
Oh, okay.
They really do.
But they really do.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting concept.
And finally, if you had the opportunity to take someone's vocal talent or athletic ability or something like that, who would it be and what would you take, Jules?
I would take Batman because he's like buff as heck and he can do karate and he's a detective. So I would
Which iteration of Batman? The old school or the New school.
Or Lego Batman, or Lego
Actually,
Batman.
The very first iteration of him, where he has the horrible costume. I want to be
He
that
has
one.
like pants on the outside.
Yeah.
60s or so?
Whenever I punch someone, a comically large speech bubble will appear, and it'll say "kablam" or "pow."
Owen, would you take
Pratt. Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt's what?
Chris Pratt.
Because he played Mario.
No. Didn't he also do Emmett? He was also Emmett, right, from Lego Movie? I'm still in the Lego Movie, but look,
Clutch
Chris
Powers.
Pratt. He was not Clutch Powers. He was Chris.
It was just Chris Pratt.
He's Chris Pratt. I'm stuttering here.
Okay.
Chris Pratt has done so much. He was in the Jurassic World series, and his name was Owen, which is also my name.
Right, I forgot.
Crazy,
He was
I
in
know.
Jurassic
Ties
World.
in.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
He was in the Lego Movie. He was in
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, where he was Star-Lord, and that was pretty cool. And then he also was in Mario. He's done everything. He was in Parks and Recreation.
He was.
He was in a lot of good stuff. He's made music. He's done a lot of things. And having the accolades that Chris Pratt has, I feel like would be... He's not... no one dislikes Chris Pratt.
So just his acting ability?
I want his acting ability. Yeah.
Okay.
Because no one dislikes Chris Pratt.
I'd like to have like his presence in the room.
I would too. I think
Like,
having...
when I
Chris
think of
Pratt is
him-
here with us right now.
I think of Andy from Parks and Rec. I just want to have that kind of vibe.
We will be right back to the show, but first let's get into the return of our Can't Miss Minutes as part of our district updates across CCSD. CCSD invites community members to join us on Friday, November 3rd at celebration ceremonies for the renaming of Chase Street and Alps Road elementary schools. The renaming ceremony for Johnny Leigh Burks Elementary School, formerly Chase Street, will be held at 10 a.m., and the ceremony for Betty Henderson Holston Elementary School, formerly Alps Road Elementary, will be held at 1 p.m. Save the date and be on the lookout for additional details. Moving on now, and the deadline to apply to be a part of State School Superintendent Richard Woods' Student Advisory Council is upon us. The council is open to students from grades 10 to 12, and applications must be submitted by today, Friday, September 8th. You can find the direct application link in our Better Together newsletter or go to gadoe.org for more information on the council. The Clarke County School District has announced the school level teachers and support persons of the year. Check out our website at clark.k12.ga.us for more information. And finally, be sure to check out our weekly Better Together newsletter curated by our colleague and friend of the podcast, Scott Thompson, and follow us on social media as well on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or X if you want to call it that, at Clarke Coast Schools for the latest information and news across CCSD. Now back to Jules and Owen and some more Studio 595.
And now for something actually important. After 9 years of being discontinued, Hefty has brought back the Zoo Pal plates. They are sold out everywhere, and if you're a kid from the 2000s, you will remember these. The bad news is, kids from the 2000s are remembering these, and they're reselling on eBay for ridiculous amounts of money. Bethesda, the creators of the Elder Scrolls games and the Fallout games, have released a new game this week called Starfield. Hopefully the reviews are good. We're recording this ahead of time.
What's up, guys? It's Jules again. They gave me a section, and I'm not in tune with pop culture at all, so I'm going to talk about things that I like, and you have to deal with it. You should read Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. I've been reading it recently. I don't like the movie as much. The book is very good. If you like transhumanism and like body horror and all that, you'll really like it. I highly recommend it. Other news, Armored Core 6 just came out. I'm very into mech games and FromSoft games, so it's like my dream come true. I've been playing that a lot. I highly recommend it.
Viewers and listeners of the show may be familiar on how I try to bring strange and unusual stories to the forefront whenever we do the news section, and we start the season just the same. As a 22-year-old man in New York had his pet wallaby confiscated by police on the Coney Island boardwalk. Michael Gibbons, the owner of his pet wallaby, Jackie Legs, was cited $1,000 for owning an animal that is indeed illegal to own, according to New York law. He only had Jackie Legs for about a month before the incident happened. Gibbons said he had experience in owning exotic animals, as his childhood home also housed animals from pigs to lambs and from lizards to at least 5 different parrots. And finally, we have an unlikely source for a new world record. The highest attendance for a women's sporting event took place recently, and while you may think it may have taken place at the recent Women's World Cup, it in fact took place in Lincoln, Nebraska. The University of Nebraska women's volleyball team held an exhibition against in-state opponents, the University of Nebraska at Omaha in Memorial Stadium in Lincoln on Wednesday, August 30th, 2023, to a crowd of 92,003, surpassing what you may have expected to be a world record women's sporting event attendance, a Champions League match between Wolfsburg and FC Barcelona. This volleyball match even surpassed the Women's World Cup final in 1999 that happened at the Rose Bowl in California. For the record, if you see my pun there, the 5-time national champion Cornhuskers won 3-0. Moving on now, and our own host, Owen, has reached out to the SkillsUSA team in Clarke Central to get a feel as to what they do as a club.
So what you're about to see is an interview I did with the president of the SkillsUSA club at Clarke Central, and also on top of it is some footage from their trip to Atlanta for the SkillsUSA convention last year.
Enjoy.
Hello, I am Owen, and this is
Chloe.
Chloe. What do you do in SkillsUSA?
I am the president.
All right. If you're the president, then you have some questions I need answering.
Okay.
All right. What is SkillsUSA, and what do students do in SkillsUSA?
So SkillsUSA is a CTAE, which means it is basically just focused on career skills. So there are competitions and whatever types of things like that where you can pick a category that applies to your field of profession or whatever you're good at. For example, automobiles, cooking, woodworking is one of them. And you just go and you compete and you specialize in creating something that applies and how you can apply your skills to it.
Okay. What opportunities are students given outside of conventional classes for SkillsUSA?
Outside of conventional classes, first of all, you go to events, all kinds of events, like conventions. They just set up a bunch of different stuff and you go, you have fun, and you explore and you learn. Another thing is fun events where you can meet other people who are like you, who, like say somebody specializes in automobiles and they go to this convention. They're just there and you get to take them apart and put them back together, and it's just the practical way to learn with what you want to do for the rest of your life.
What options of programs and classes do people who want to get into SkillsUSA have?
So, like I said before, for us here at Clarke Central, we don't have an automobile class, but for like Cedar, they do. So, say one of the Cedar kids, they can go to the convention and they can participate in that. Say somebody wanted to make a podcast, they could do that.
That's right, there is a podcast competition.
There's a podcast competition.
Yep.
There's a quiz bowl competition. Just things that you probably don't have a class for necessarily, but if you like it, you can do it. Like, it's just there.
Mm-hmm.
Giant list of different things.
Okay. What do students gain being a part of SkillsUSA? Why should people want to do SkillsUSA?
Say you want to be an investigator when you grow up. At this convention, they set up a crime scene for you. You can go and you can be a part of that crime scene, analyze it. They were wearing like FBI suits. Even though it wasn't official, you can see people are learning the practicality of the career they want to be in.
Real life situations.
Yeah. So, it's not like, yes, you're getting judged for it and there's going to be a winner at the end of it, but everybody is going to be there. Everybody gets to see how it's done, and you get to see it in a professional manner, where it's like, if I decide to do this, then that's how it'll be in real life, at least very similarly,
What does it lead for people to have, meeting people of similar interests? Is that usually something that happens, or?
So, honestly, every competition needs a judge of some kind. Every competition is going to have all the different careers and everything else, and all of these people who have been in these fields for ages are going to flock to see these young minds do these kinds of things. Like, they have the opportunity to judge, they have the opportunity to see, and from that, hypothetically, somebody could get an internship. Something just like that, where meeting a simple person, like that simple meeting, is something that can develop you so incredibly far, which I think is awesome.
Sweet. Last question is, how can you become affiliated with SkillsUSA? What are the different ways to become affiliated?
Many different ways. One way is if you just follow the Instagram at SkillsCCHS.
And that's the one for Central.
Yeah, that's Central. I don't know if Cedar has one. I wish I did, not off the top of my head. But if you are in Cedar, you could probably go through Miss Graziano, lovely lady. You can also, here at Central, we have posters around. You can also go to the SkillsUSA website and find your chapter. And there are many different ways. You can go to Mr. Domingo, who is here. He is our SkillsUSA supervisor.
Thank you everyone for listening and watching to this season 2 premiere of Studio 595, and I hope that you've enjoyed Jules and Owen here joining us. Don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as you can see behind me. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can watch the rest of our season of Studio 595 on here. And don't forget to check out our Spotify as well, so that you can listen to our updated study playlist and all the other playlists that we'll be adding over the course of this season. For now, I am producer Alex.
I'm Jules.
And I'm Owen.
And this has been Studio 595.